Hello viewers, I welcome you all from HLT of Tech channel, and today we will talk about defining custom entities in Dynamics 365 on-premise environment. This video is equally applicable for Dynamics 365 online as well as on-premise environment. So the procedure is simple. You have to go into the settings, and in settings you have to go into the customizations, and in customizations you have to go into the customize the system. There are different type of components in a solution that are customizable, and there are various type of components that can be added as a custom component. If we go and click on entities, entities is a important component of organization CRM, which have different records based on fields that you define. And if we go into the entities, there are different types of entities. The first one is all customizable and custom entities. These are the custom entity, and these are the entities that are customizable. You can further customize the entities, but they are created by default as out of the box solution in CRM, and you can click on different type of components as well. So for creating a new component or new entity, you can click new, and you are going to define here the display name. For example, I want to create a I want to create an entity of my setups that are situated at various locations within a country. So I'm going to define the setups entities. Okay. So it will be a setup, and for that, if I talk about the plural name, it will be setups. So primary image, I'm not going to define any image here. You can define different types of image, color, and ownership type. Okay, entities are owned by either the organization or the user or team. So this is the entity that is owned by the ownership. Owner is organization, because you know that setups are always defined by the organization, not by the users or team. So areas that display that entity will be my sales. Let's say I'm going to define it in sales, that it will be visible in the sales module, that is uh, this one. Okay, now the next thing is the process. You want to create business process. For that, CRM will create some fields, communication and collaboration. For that purpose, you have two important things. The first one is mail merge, and the second one is document management. These two are applicable if you have configured your CRM with your SharePoint environment, and mail merge is if you have a mailing server. So you can check them for the environment which are configured and integrated with some SharePoint or Outlook or any mailing server. Right now I don't have any configured mailing or document management center, so I will keep it unchecked. Similarly, there may be some communication and collaboration platform. It may be a knowledge management, and there may be some SLAs, etc. And there are some other settings. After that, I will click save, and my new entity will be saved. Okay, after the new entity is created, we can go and check it primary field. Here the primary field is the name, and it is the default field. Whenever you create a new setup, a new text field, or a single line of text data type field will be created, and it will act as a primary key. So it's a read only and it cannot be changed. So we are going towards the general tab, and here we can see the fields now. Okay, these are the fields that are created by default whenever you create a new entity. The first field is created by, the next one is created on behalf by, import sequence number, modified by, modified on. These if we talk about these initial fields, these fields are the one whenever you create a new entity in SharePoint. These fields are also created at that point as well. Whenever you create any list or document library or any other app, so the same procedure Microsoft follows here, but here it creates some different additional fields as well, that are organization ID, process ID, stage ID, and different type of other fields as well. So there's no need to worry about them. These are created and managed by organization itself, and CRM is the overall owner of these fields. For creating a new field, you can create a new. And now let's say I want that the my setup have some unique location, and this field requirement is business required. There may be three different options. The first one is optional, you can leave it blank. The second one, it's recommended to fill that field, and the third one is required. Searchable, yes. Field security, if you enable the field security, then you need to know some important things, because field level profiles, field security profiles are there, that are to be enabled and executed for that purpose. So the data type will be option set. Okay, because I'm selecting a location field, so I'm selecting it as a option set, and it may be a simple or calculated one. I'm keeping it simple, and I'm going to select new values here. So label will be city 1, be a city 1. I'm going to add one more, and I'm going to define it city 2. These are the city locations that you are going to specify here, that in which city your setup will be there, and this is city 3. Default value will be city 1, and you may change that values. You can assign them as ascending or descending, or you may manually change them. So this is the option set that has been created, and I will click OK, save, to save that field. After saving it, there may be some business rules, because you can specify the rules here by simply defining the conditions that are if else condition. We will talk about the business rules in our separate video. Right now we are focusing on creating fields. So if I go and click on fields, here I can see that my one field, that was the location, has been created. Now I'm going to create one more field, that is, you can say, function. This will also be a business required field, and I'm going to define it as a multiple option set, and I'm going to click on the first one, and I'm going to select, since this field is function, so I'm going to say whether it's a production department, whether it's my production setup, or whether it will be my sales setup, because these are the functions of that field, or whether it will be my marketing setup. I'm just telling you an idea of creating the fields in in a entity. So you may have your different type of fields in an entity. Then I'm going to save it. So after clicking save, now I have two entities that have been created. Now I want to publish them. So I will click publish, and after publishing, these customizations will be published. So after publishing them, I'm going to click save and close, and here, sorry, I'm going to click on publish all customizations. After that, I'm going to click on save and close, and I'm going to refresh the page. If I go in sales, here I can see that I cannot find the new entity that I have just created. There may be some issue with that entity. I don't know the reason of that, but I know the way around. What I'm going to do, I'm going into again customize the system, and I'm going into client extensions. The page which I was going to access, that is this part, is known as sitemap. So I'm going to add it in the sitemap. So this is the sitemap. I'm going into the sitemap, and in the components of sales, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one more component. This sub area will be of the type entity, and the entity will be setup. I'm going to click save, and I'm going to click publish. Okay, now going into the sales module, here I can see the setups is available now. I will click it, and this is the setup field that has been created successfully. If I click on new, here you can see that only one option is available, but the problem is there that we have created two custom fields and they are not visible here. Neither they are visible in the view, and neither they are visible in the new form. For making them visible, we have to do some additional settings. So we will go again into the customizations, customize the system, entities, and in entities, if I select custom, here I can see the setup. I will double click on setup, and in that setup I have forms. There are three main forms. The first one is the main form, the second one is card form, and the next one is quick view form. I'm going to click the main form, and in that main form, here you can see that the fields that are available here for editing is only one. So I'm going to add one column, and in that column, that is tab, I'm going to add some additional things, that is its location and its function. Okay, so for that purpose I have one header that is already locked. I have general, I have added one more column, and in that column I have introduced these fields for editing. So I can double click it, I can change it, the fields, that is, I can say custom fields or attributes. Label will be the same, that will be the custom fields. This is formatting. You can change it to two columns, you can change it to three columns, or you can keep it one column. So after that, you can see that we have created two columns here, and I'm going to save it. After clicking save, I'm going to publish it, and I'm going to close it. So this was the form, that was the main form, and it was used for editing purpose. So you should keep it in mind that I have just update the customization regarding editing form only. Here now if I go and refresh that page, here I can see that if I again go into the sales component and setups and click on new, now you will see that a new column with these two fields are now available. And if I click here, you can see that the option sets that we defined were also available here. And there are also some functions that are available here. For example, if I talk about the production, this is the production item. Okay. So if I name is the setup name, setup one, setup number one. That may be your setup name. I'm keeping it general, and its location is city one and its function is production. I'm going to save and close it. But there is one more problem here. I'm going to tell these problems step by step for the beginners only. I know definitely the intermediate and professional level people already know this problem. That on this view, only this field, only two fields are available. That is the name and the created on, and the other fields are not available here in this view. So this is the view that is available here, that is active setups. If I click on this, then I can see its details. So if I want that all of these three fields that are name, location and function may be visible on my entity view form, then what can I do? Either I can create a personal view, or if I go to edit that view that is available here, or a default view, what I'm going to do, I'm going into the settings and customizations, customize the system. And in customizing the system, I am again going into entities, custom, setup, and in that setup field I'm going to customize the forms. That is, oh sorry, I'm going to customize the views. So these are the views that were available here. If I go again, here you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 views. If I go here and see in sales module about the views, uh, so we can say that these views are available here, setup views and in active views. So if I go into the forms views, and right now we want to edit this view, so I'm going to double click it. So this is the default view that was available here with a name and created on two fields that were available here. If I go and show you here, you can see that this was a name and created on, there were two fields that were visible on this view, that was the active setup view. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add more columns here, and I'm going to add the function and location as well. If I go and I can either select it and move it to the location I want, and after that I'm going to save it, and after that there are other fields as well. There may be some filter criteria, you may define some filter criteria. You can say that if something, you may define that the status equals active, or you may define some other criteria to show all the fields in that particular view. So we will talk about views in details as well in our upcoming videos. There's a lot to tell you about CRM editing and configuration. So I'm going to click on publish all customizations, because I have just added the view or view portion of the active setups view. And after that, if I go and refresh that page, here you can see the view has been changed. That is now my three fields, that is name, location and function, is now visible along with the created on column. So in this way you can create your custom entities, you can add your custom fields there, and you can change your default views, or you can create your new views as well. So I thank you all for watching this video. In our upcoming videos we will talk more about entities, because there are business processes related. There is one important thing that is related with it, that is SharePoint document, that is this one. There is SharePoint site. These are two things that are related to views as well. There are a lot of other important things. So guys, enjoy watching more videos. And who are the who those viewers who are my new viewers to my channel, please subscribe my channel and enjoy watching more videos. I thank you all.